And we are in the building. What is going on, Sam? What is going
Brother,
USG Trilogy.
we're back. And I feel so much better because these past 2 weeks have been tough, brother.
You been tough?
Yeah, last week I was under the weather, severely under the weather. So we had to go ahead and postpone the show, which I was sad. But when you don't have your voice and you can't breathe well and you just feel drained, it was my body's way of telling me it's time to slow down. Slow it down.
Slow down.
Yeah, slow it down. So I was obedient and I slowed things down and was able to rest and rehabilitate. And now I'm back. I'm on the mend. I'm feeling great. Back with my main man. What's happening with you, brother?
What is going on? I can't let you do that and then not do this.
Slow down. Slow down. Slow down.
And then Sam starts sweating because he comes right in with the explicit.
Yes.
Yo, I'm. Oh, who am I? Who am I?
New AC from LA.
And this
This
is
is the Collective Podcast.
Yeah, man, I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Happy to be back. I wasn't going to say that, we postponed because of you. I was just gonna let it ride, but you told them, glad you're back, feeling well, looking well. You need to now dispel the myth on air about the facial hair because I've clearly shut that down forevermore because you know what you always attributed it to, and I couldn't be happier, and I've never felt like this about anyone. And so now what? So go ahead. Before I tell you how I am, you tell them how I am.
All right. So we have a thing here at the Collective Podcast.
That's your leading.
And it's been this way. It's been this way now for 51 episodes, where when his facial hair is removed, he's typically removed from having anyone of significance. But now he did this as a going to show. He's showing me something. But I told him moving forward, and viewers and listeners, well, I guess it would be viewers because listeners, you can't see us. Viewers, let me know your feelings. Let us know your feelings on facial hair. I don't believe he should remove facial hair. You need at minimum, you need a mustache and goatee, brother. At least. Preferably a beard, but you need some facial hair, brother, because now you just bald and beautiful. You don't have any facial hair. You need some facial hair. So let's not do this again. Yes, I know you're happy. You have a great relationship that continues to brew and intensify and to grow. Congratulations. But this right here, this isn't it, bro. You can't be just cutting your facial hair off.
So in fairness, I didn't do this just to poke the bear, as it were. I did this because it's been bothering me. And so today I trimmed it down and then I was shaping it and I was like, okay, well, let me just make it much less of a footprint. And then I didn't like it. And I was like, all right, start over. So by the weekend, it'll be back. Like, that's the thing. I'm not rolling with this. And by no means am I going back to the thing where I officiate with no facial hair. Like, I'm keeping the goatee. I'm probably not going to do a beard again anytime soon. But I'm definitely keeping the goatee. It's just sometimes I have to shave it off because it doesn't feel great. So
well, we need to work on getting us a beard product endorsement so that we can have some beard oils and things of that nature, which will make it a bit more bearable. Because that right there, that's not it. No, dog. I expected to see you with the goatee, rocking the goatee tonight. When you showed up like this, I was like, who is this guy? Who is he?
Yeah. So just so we're clear, I hear you, they hear you, but I do what the hell I want. And I still
we got to get the endorsement that will give you the incentive to keep some facial hair, because this right here.
Here we go.
Trying to keep the balance, I'm staying strong. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Hey.
But wait a minute. I'm echoing the same sentiments as said person, correct? Because doesn't she prefer the facial hair?
Yeah, but also it did. Like, I sent her the picture today, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that doesn't bother me at all," and she loved the photo. So, like, again, if I have a goatee for 358 days a year, and I don't have a goatee for 7 days a year, then that's okay. 51 out of 52 weeks, there you go.
Maybe
Anyway,
that's the week. Maybe that's the week we should take a vacation.
no, it's not for a consecutive week. It's for a day. Like I will have facial hair in the morning. I won't be able to shape a goatee tomorrow, but by tomorrow's Friday, I will have a goatee.
You're gonna be back to have that chia pet. Will be back.
Friday,
Okay,
I'll have
good.
a goatee. So
All right, good, my friend.
I need to tell you to do it. Relax. Did I not click go live? I could have sworn I did. So this whole time it wasn't. Oh yeah, it wasn't live the whole time on IG. I know I saw you do it, but
Yes.
mine wasn't going. So anyway, now it's going. All right. So we are back in the building. My week was great, or 2 weeks, great. Everything progressing on that front, and then some things on the business side going well. Yeah, Kayla and I will be back out there with her this weekend. Her boys are performing. They're in a gig band, and they're performing out that way, wherever they live, at an event. So the three of us will be sitting there watching them. So that's cool. But yeah, man,
Very
everything's
nice.
cool. Glad to definitely glad to be back. And and we're glad you're doing well. All right, so you took creative liberties here and said we have a saying here on the Collective Podcast, but that's not when and how you were supposed to be doing that. So here you go.
I can call it.
No, just go ahead.
So here at the Collective Podcast, we truly believe that anytime you connect with the Collective Podcast is a good thing. There are quite a few ways you can remain connected with this. You can go to our official website, which is tcpodofficial.com. That's tcpodofficial.com. On Facebook, we are TC Podcast Official. On YouTube, X, and IG, we are TC Pod Official. We ask that you subscribe to our official YouTube page, TC Pod Official. On IG, he is AC from LA. On IG, I am SG Trilogy. And on X, I'm SG3. And on X, he remains AC from LA. We're glad that you're here rocking with us.
You would now rocking with the best. I guess an easier way to say it, and it's his part, so he can
on
say
all
that
social.
On all, I'm AC from LA on all platforms.
There you go.
So topics, I'll let you guys guess. Yep, the W, Major League Baseball, the league, NCAA football, then Tech Talk Now, the culture, and the closeout. So let's get into it. A lot happening on the WNBA front. The wonderful and wonderfully talented Gabby Williams, most recently of the Seattle Storm, and most recently a little less recent than that, of Team France in the Olympics, moved away from the U.S. today. And retired from the WNBA officially. She is just over all of it. She's over all of it. She was talking about the fact that the commissioner came in and said that salaries were going to be escalated so that the international players would want to stay home, and there was talk of you could make $700,000 in the league, and it's like, but you can't. Like, yeah, you can get endorsements and stuff, but just on salary, you can't make that. And so people started hounding her on social media. Well, Caitlin Clark makes $700,000. Caitlin Clark makes $70,000 in the WNBA. Yeah, she has endorsement deals, but that's not what Gabby was talking about. So Gabby's just gonna go get her 7-figure bag overseas and just stay overseas. And someone even said to her, if you don't like how it's done in this country, then leave. She was like, so I did. It's so wild. Like, I mean, she's a free spirit nomad anyway, but people just, all of these casual women's basketball fans that are members of the Caitlin Clark cult just don't really understand. And that's really sad. And then the bigger problem is Caitlin Clark remains silent on a lot of this stuff. Well, on all of it. She remains silent on all of it. So people are allowed to just run with craziness. That being said, we are now in the semifinals. They started Sunday and continued on Tuesday. And Sunday, New York Liberty held serve and went up 1-0 on Las Vegas at home, while Connecticut went into Minnesota and stole one. Minnesota held on yesterday to even up the series, and the Las Vegas Aces literally threw the game away with 10 seconds left, down by 2 with the ball with 10 seconds left, threw away the inbound pass, wound up losing by 4. So now they go back home down 0-2 in this best of 5 series. So they've got to win out. They've got to win 3 in a row, and that's in the West. I mean, not in the West. That's the 1-4 series. And then for the 2-3 series, it's even at 1. So it's essentially now it's a best of 3 series. 2 of those games will be in Connecticut, and then the game 5, if necessary, is back in Minnesota. So that's what you have. Since last we spoke, well, Asia was already MVP. Nafisa Collier of the Minnesota Lynx has been named Defensive Player of the Year. Caitlin Clark has been named Rookie of the Year. And Most Improved Player was, I can't remember. She's got like 7 syllables in her first name. Do you remember who it is?
No, but I do know that
Dejanay Carrington. Dejanay Carrington, Most Improved.
But I do know that Kelsey Plum is great. I know that much.
Well, clearly, no shade, but clearly, Chelsea Gray thought that Kelsey Plum was Spider-Man last night because she basically just threw the ball at her when she threw it away with 10 seconds left. So yeah, we know how you feel about Kelsey Plum. Do you want to share your favorite picture of Kelsey Plum with the people? No,
we're not even talking about that part.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
She just knows I admire her basketball prowess. She is a baller.
Yeah, I need them to put that together for 3 games in a row. Okay.
Yes, that's
on the verge of elimination.
That is a huge feat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we shall see.
All right. Well, that's it. That's the W, y'all. And so that's New York number 1 versus Las Vegas Aces number 4, Minnesota 2 versus Connecticut Sun 3. So again, those series move to Connecticut and Las Vegas respectively. Connecticut has a chance to close it out at home. Las Vegas has to hold serve at home just to force a deciding game 5 back in Barclays Center. I said Madison Square Garden because Spike Lee was there, but it's actually Barclays Center. They play in Brooklyn. All right. That is the W. All right. And so before we get into baseball, current baseball, like power rankings, playoffs, all of that, I'm going to let Sam close out his little home run shebang. I updated it. Okay, I don't know if you saw.
Yes, thank you. So one thing I will say before we get to that, since we were on hoops, I will just bring up one big, I guess you can call it a blockbuster trade between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the New York Knicks, in which Karl Anthony Towns is headed on to the Knicks for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. So a part of you says, okay, the Timberwolves were definitely building something, but with the contract, that's a $200 million contract. It seems like the Timberwolves have made it clear that team officially belongs to Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man, because with Big Cat being unloaded, that is definitely Ant-Man's team. So we'll see how that works. I think it immediately helps the Knicks, but we'll see how it all comes together. But I think the Knicks did get better in terms of adding Big Cat because he can shoot the 3, and he still has that old school game where he can play with his back to the basket as well. So did you have anything on it?
Minnesota didn't get better with Julius Randle? Two-time All-NBA Julius Randle, which is one more than
for the Timberwolves game. They wanted to make sure that team is definitively Ant-Man's team.
But if you don't get better, then what was the point? You sure they didn't get better?
I don't think they.
And they're also. You think they took a step back?
I think they took a
Can you
step
put
back.
that in the sentence?
You know what?
Using names.
you know, you always want to just try to get me tied up.
No,
What I will say is,
Okay.
I think that the Knicks. I think the addition of Big Cat to the Knicks is going to help the Knicks more than the addition of Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo to the Timberwolves. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not talking about Dante's Inferno. I'm specifically talking about Julius Randle, 2-time All NBA. I'm talking about.
Do you think that's going to make them better?
You are answering a question right now, and you are not answering.
I've already told you I don't think that that's going to make the Timberwolves better. Although with
No, you took it a step further and said they took a step back. I just want you to put it in a sentence. With the addition of Julius Randle, it's subtraction by addition. That's what I want to hear you say.
I'm not going to say it because I know that's what you want to hear. So you can't do that.
I just want to hear the truth. And so if that's what you feel, just share it. Right?
I've told you. I've stated exactly how I feel. I think when you have built something, you've created something, you've created a team that plays together. Now you're starting over again, because I don't think it's going to be a plug and play for Julius where he just gets in the system and all of a sudden it's going to work. I think they're going to have to take a step back before they take a step forward.
Do they have a system?
Did you not see them in the playoffs? That team is a pretty good team. They were a pretty good team.
So weren't the Knicks a pretty good team too? They each won 50 games. I'm just asking questions, bro. People want to know, right?
The Knicks were a good team, but I think the Knicks needed another piece of the puzzles.
This is you. You dancing.
I'm not
dancing around the question.
I'm not dancing.
That's you.
I didn't come here to dance. I'm not dancing.
That's you right there. You dancing.
No,
I don't know. I don't know why you're dancing.
I'm not dancing.
Dancing.
Listen. See, if you had some facial hair, you would not be singing this falsetto dancing.
That's what we're doing.
All right, so let's go.
Hey, look like this, little homie. Everybody can't, but I can. Okay. Unfortunately, it says she's a dancing machine, so you got your buyout. All right.
There you go. All right.
Blockbuster trade. Hoops.
Yep. So we're done. We're done with that for now.
And that's a one-way blockbuster because you don't feel like Julius Randle is even in the discussion for all NBA or all.
I didn't say Julius Randle was trash. I didn't say any of that. But I'm saying for the structure of the teams we're talking about, I think the trade or the addition of Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks helps the Knicks immediately. I think with the addition of Julius and Dante over at the Timberwolves, that's going to take some time. That's what I'm saying. Well, Dante
You feel like the Minnesota Timberwolves lost in the trade?
They lost a piece of the puzzle that was working.
So you feel like they came in third in the trade?
You're saying all this other stuff. I'm asking,
because Charlotte got picks. Did Charlotte get better?
What? No.
Charlotte got players to be drafted later. So you feel like they came.
Look, when you have TBD players, you can't depend on TBD players because you don't know what those players are. You don't know who they are. So yeah, you can't say they got better. Yeah. All right. So let's go.
So if old guy, I can never remember his name. The face of the Timberwolves is the face of the league too.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Can't he? Okay. All right. I wanted to be clear. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yes.
So you're also saying that he is not enough in and of himself to continue to lead that team at a high level without Towns being there.
No, what I'm saying, he's going to continue to ascend because he's been ascending.
But not the team.
But that team, they wanted to make sure that he knows this is your team.
Why?
So they gave it to him.
So I let you say that a few times, and I was just trying to let it go, but you keep saying that. Why? Why do they – we don't even have NBA on the docket, but since you brought it up, why do they need to let him know, like his contract don't tell him that? Like he's the face of the NBA right now, right? But why do they need to tell him that? by removing Karl Anthony Towns?
You remove Karl Anthony Towns because you want to free up some additional money at some point so that you can add pieces around Ant-Man. You're not going to be able to.
Some might say you remove Karl Anthony Towns because Karl Anthony Towns has never won anything. Even before your guy Ant-Man got there, and then combined with Ant-Man, still didn't win anything. Some could say that there was lots of choking going on, and this was Ant-Man's first time there. So maybe you remove Karl Anthony Towns and he goes to New York, and it's a bust. Maybe that 50-game winning squad wins 46 next year, and that would be so. If they go 46-36. Are you burning down Madison Square Garden, or are you
no way? It's no way you would.
A disappointing season.
No, it's no way you would. It's no way you would do that in his first season being there.
Wait a minute, you just said he's plug and play.
This is what I'm saying because you're trying to mix it all up. What I'm saying is this: I think the addition of Karl Anthony Towns for the Knicks is going to help the Knicks ultimately, and they will be a.
Now you changed it to ultimately. You said
hold on, and they will be a 50+. They will be a 50+ win team this next season.
They're already that. Both of them are. New York.
They're going to be 50. They will be 50+, but I think with the addition of him, that's going to help them tremendously.
So okay. So I'm gonna tell you something that your grandfather told you. And your dad told you, and your grandmother told you, and your mother told you. If you don't stand for something, Samuel, you will fall for anything. And you are falling right now. You are not.
No, I'm not.
You are not taking a stance. You are running.
I am not. First, you told me I was.
This is your pop shows up.
Look. First, you told me I was dancing. Now you said I'm running. Am I doing a running man? Am I doing a running man then? If I'm running and dancing?
I can't find you. Yeah, you know what? You shucking and jiving.
Oh, no, I'm never shucking and jiving.
I don't know if you are a court jester or if you're Al Giles.
None of that ignorance, okay?
Wait, is that his name? Is that his name?
I'm not entertaining you with this. I'm not. Okay, are you ready to move on?
They're chanting, trust the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. All right. Take it away, brother, with your home run.
All right. So we had a theme this season during Major League Baseball season in which we called it 35 or more. And so we were acknowledging the players that hit 35+ home runs during the season. So to wrap up the season, and Aaron Judge was the man throughout the season. Yankees Aaron Judge ended the season with 58 home runs, which is definitely a major feat. He makes it look easy. Pretty much every other game, he makes it look relatively easy. From there, in second.
That was really good.
From there, our guy, Shohei Ohtani, with 54 home runs.
Which is one every 3 games.
Bam.
On the dot.
And look, I'd say that the last 20 games or so, he took it to the next level. Like he was really in his bag. And it seemed like every time he came to bat, the probabilities of him hitting a home run, what was the game where he had 6 hits? Was it 6 hits?
Yeah, it was 6 hits.
Yeah, it was his game was just crazy mode. So Shohei ended the season with 54 home runs and 59 stolen bases, becoming the first player in Major League Baseball history to establish himself as a 50-50 guy, which is crazy. Crazy there. Let's see. After Shohei, we had Anthony Santander of the Baltimore Orioles with 44. Joining his brother, Juan Soto of the Yankees with 41. Go ahead, brother.
Bye, Baltimore. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. See. Oh, yeah. We forgot about that. Yeah, Baltimore received the deuces, complimentary of the KC Royals, 2-1. So that series has come to a screeching halt, and you guys can go and enjoy some blue crabs because it's a wrap. From there, Marcell Ozuna of the Braves with 39, tied with Jose Ramirez of the Guardians. along with Brent Rooker of the Oakland A's, or soon to be the Sacramento, then Vegas A's. They're all tied with 39. Gunnar Henderson with the Orioles with 37. Ketel Marte with Arizona Diamondbacks with 36. And Yordan Alvarez with the Astros, Deuces, he hit 35. And the Astros have also received their walking papers, compliments of the Detroit Tigers. That series, the Tigers closed out 5-2 to win that one, 2-0.
So,
all right, brother.
As of this moment, everybody's on pace to sweep. So the NL games are on pace to sweep. The Padres are up 5-1 on Atlanta at home, and then the Mets are up 3-2 at Milwaukee. If those scores hold, then those are sweeps. I do expect Milwaukee to come back and win that. I do not expect the Braves to come back and win, but we'll see, because I don't know if you guys know this, but on Monday, it was a great game. It was like game one of the doubleheader. The Mets at the Braves was amazing. It was a show. The Mets had it. I mean, the Braves had it in hand, and then their pitcher made it into the 7th inning and put somebody on, and they took him out. He was up 3-0. Next thing you know, it's 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. Then it's 6-3. Then they messed around and gave up the lead. Now it's 7-6 in favor of the Braves. And then the Mets came back and they went up 8-7. It was crazy in the top of the ninth. That game was crazy just to set up the playoffs. They split that series, and so they both made the playoffs. That sent the Diamondbacks packing. And so Atlanta is on the verge of being completely eliminated. And the Mets actually are up 1-0. So if they lose today, then there will still be a game 3 tomorrow. So that's what's going on there. Do you know who, since we're talking about it now, do you know who goes where? The winner of the Padres Braves goes to Los Angeles. So literally, whoever wins that series just goes up the freeway. I guess it would be up to 5. Well, I guess it's not really. Yeah, I mean, because you can get there. Yeah, you just have to get to the 405.
Yeah, get to the 405.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
go so the winner, as you mentioned, winner of the Braves, Padres, goes to LA. When we look at the
Brewers, Mets goes to Philly.
Yep. So Philly is waiting. Then we head over to the
to New York.
What'd you say?
The Royals go to New York.
And Royals go to New York, and you'll have the Guardians against the Tigers. Yep. There you go. Fun times in the world of baseball.
So yeah, Royals, Tigers. Look at that. Royals, Tigers, and Cleveland. Not really known to be, at least of late, not really known to be in the AL Division Series. So shout out to them for breaking through. Usual suspects on the NL side, but we'll see what happens tonight.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, power rankings, they really do believe in Philly. So they have Philly number 1, the Dodgers number 2, and the Yankees number 3. That's really all you need to know. All 3 of those teams are waiting for someone to come to them, and they have picked Philly resoundingly. Philly is the favorite, and then, of course, the Dodgers are second. And so it's funny because they would likely face each other in the NL Championship Series and can't face each other in the series. So it's not like they could both go. So, and unfortunately, an American League team does have to go. And we'll see what happens. So, Dodgers. Samuel has on his Dodger shirt. And
there you go. You know how we rap.
Yeah, and I guess we can mix and match because this blue does not go with this. But time for the league.
Yep, let's do it.
All right. Oh, let me put the little banner up. We're not even doing sports.
Man, we just having fun, man. We just.
Oh, okay. Cobe said he saw my. Yeah, we know. Cobe said he saw my me action. He signed off, but he still saw it. So that's what's up.
He still saw it. Okay.
And that's one of many. But thanks for recognizing. Thanks for recognizing, and shout out to Cobe. So people who have come through thus far. Jacoby Simmons is here now. SG2 came through. Marquis SG2 came through on IG, Marquis on IG, and Shamar Martin on IG. So thank y'all for coming through. Jacoby, of course, is picking Philly to do that in baseball. Do you know that I'm so much better at understanding Spanish than I was like 2 weeks ago? Tish put me on this app called Duolingo, and I'm on it like every day. Getting busy.
Why am I just finding out about it right now? As opposed
you ain't
to
been on
like
a podcast in 2 weeks.
You talk to me outside the podcast. Come on,
you haven't talked to me in 2 weeks.
Well, yeah, that's probably right. I realized part of my sickness came as a result. Well, never mind. Okay, I'll be quiet.
I don't even know where to go for this stuff anymore. Where do I keep the banners? Oh,
I know, man. We're a little rusty, man. We're rusty.
Well, man, that's when you don't show up.
No, don't do that, dog. You can't do that. That doesn't apply here.
We're not accepting applications, so I don't want to hear about what applies and what doesn't. So go.
No, it's the league is on you. You start off the league, right?
It's on me. Oh, the power rankings. All right, So power rankings. I can finally look again because the 49ers have made it back into the top 10. Shucks.
Okay, can I tell them something? So I hit this man up.
No, you can't.
No, I'm at it. I hit my brother up because we talk about everything under the sun. This is him. We can talk, but I'm not talking anything football. We're not talking football, and that just derailed conversation because I wanted to talk football. He's like, nope, we can talk, but we're not talking football. So finally we can talk.
I mean, listen. Yeah, finally we could talk. I took what you said. I still don't really want to talk football, but we can.
You wouldn't talk NFL nor college football with me.
I would talk college football with you. Cause
but you wouldn't talk about the other school.
I don't need to talk about UCLA. I'm about to get whooped on by Penn State this week. Like, come on, man.
See that? I need you to have the same energy all the time, man.
Four's up, but I'm just saying we getting served in women's soccer. The Big Ten is brutal right now. UCLA came into the season number 1 in the Big Ten, and UCLA is not even ranked right now. And that's usual for football, but for women's soccer, it's not usual. Come on, man.
I understand, man. I understand.
We talk about it. UCLA versus Penn State. 52-10. There. We just talked 52-10.
Yes, it's been ugly so far. It has, but
But this is what Chip did. He left the cover bare, and so Foster he doesn't have a winning hand, but I know that Jarman I don't know if it's Jarman or Jarman. I know he's gonna give him time. Dr. Jarman's gonna give him time. So shout out to him. Yeah. All right. So in the league, the Washington Commanders, very impressive. 3-1. 3-1. And how do I know that? Because Magic Johnson told us. They just won 2 games in a row on the road. So Magic wants y'all DMV residents to show up and show out for Game 5 at whatever your stadium is called, because Magic Johnson is a part owner. Number 9, San Francisco 49ers. We were already 9. We stayed at 9. They didn't like our win over New England. It is what it is. They are continuing to disrespect Houston, just like Jacoby did, but it's cool. 3-1 Houston. They are holding pat at number 8. Disrespectful. The Ravens at 2-2. Oh, they so believe in them now. And it's not like I'm not saying that I don't, but from what we've seen, Houston is better than them. So why are we playing these games? But okay. Baltimore is 7 at 2-2. Seattle, we about to show them because we play them twice in the next 4 weeks. So yeah. Number 6, Seattle at 3-1, dropped from 4 to 6. So that is actually hilarious because y'all thought they were the 4th best team in the league. Tampa Bay, see, look at the disrespect. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, number 13, up to 5? Oh. Really? For real, at 3-1. The Lions, I believe in the Lions. 3-1. They moved up from 5 to 4. Buffalo, didn't they get shellacked by Baltimore? I mean, wait, who they get shellacked by? Yeah, by Baltimore. Didn't they get run out of the stadium?
Yeah, they did.
Didn't they get lapped?
Mm-hmm.
But you have the Bills drop from 2 to 3, and you have Baltimore at 7. And I get it because Baltimore lost twice, but they beat the dog mess out of Buffalo.
Did you see what Derrick Henry was doing out there?
They like 409 yards. Okay, so this is legit. Kansas City, best in class, number 1, 4-0. Minnesota, best in class, 4-0, number 2. I'm with it. Those are the 2 undefeated teams, and Minnesota beat us. If we had to do it again, we'd get them, but they got us, and hey, live with it. But the Rams got us, which is disgusting because I think the Rams are probably like 32nd in the league, and we lost to them, and it's just they should be winless. And we should be 3-1, and we should be in the top 6. But it's cool. I didn't mention the Raiders. My bad. Let's see where the Raiders are. Oh, Philly. For those of you who love Philly, Jacoby Simmons, 13 in the power rankings, dropping from 6 to 13. And y'all need to work on some trades. Y'all and
Kobe gonna tell you he's not a Eagles fan. He's a Cowboys fan.
Same thing. Exactly the same thing. Philly and the Cowboys, I mean, they got the same record as us, but they don't look as good as us. They look terrible, as my man Greg Jones would say. He's a Commanders fan. They look terrible. And I hope Greg is healthy, by the way. So I'm going to pray for you, Greg, because last time I talked to you, you were not healthy. Greg Jones, I'm praying for you. Philadelphia 13, Dallas Cowboys 15. They both look terrible. All right.
Yeah, and it's gonna be tough for the. No, go ahead.
No, I just said they're looking up at Washington. And, Jacoby's backup team, the Chicago Bears. Ha! 2-2. I'll never forget that. You owning them all season, Chicago Bears. Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
as we talk about Jacoby Simmons, as we talk about his Dallas Cowboys, the Cowboys took yet another hit today because wide receiver Brandon Cooks is going to have some time off because he's injured. So between Brandon Cooks, Micah Parsons, and DeMarcus Lawrence, the Cowboys are they're banged up right now. So we shall see. Man, Kobe, you throwing every team under the sun out there. Go ahead, bro.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Do we want to shoot him some bail and pretend like it's 2018 and be like, but they have Ezekiel Elliott? You want to do that?
Man, their running game is non-existent. So
no, I'm saying, but if we say 2018.
Oh yeah, 2018. Yeah, Zeke is there.
Pay him, give him a contract.
What Zeke say he want to eat?
Zeke. I guess I do want to talk NFL. Let's go.
Yeah, because now Jacoby Simmons is chiming in with.
Oh, Jacoby is talking over here. You handle all of that.
I'm a Bills fan, Bills Mafia. I thought you're a Cowboys fan. What are you talking about?
Okay,
now, he's all over.
Well, Buffalo's good. So, I mean, they got beat up on by Baltimore, but they are good. Brandon Cooks is Mr. Glass. What you thought they called me Mr. Glass? Let me find that.
They're terrible. Yeah, man. So it's a lot to desire. So what do we have? What we have coming up on tap? So you list marquee matchups. I guess we can't say marquee really, but when we're talking, you guys should technically have a walk in the park against the Cardinal.
Wait, hold on a second. No such thing because we lost to the Rams. That was a walk in the park, and we got walked down. Yeah, we will not do it again against Arizona. So you're right.
You should.
So I do believe that the AFC West is. I do believe that from a parity standpoint, the AFC West is the best division in football right now because nobody is under 500. So that's important. There's a big matchup between your Raiders and your Broncos. Tampa Bay, who they really believe in, versus Atlanta. That's a Thursday night. That's the Thursday night game. Did you move this around? No, you didn't. So Buffalo versus Houston in London. I think that the fall from grace continues this week because Houston will show that they are in a class by themselves over there in their conference. Well, a class with Kansas City. But, yeah, I think they're going to put hands on Buffalo. So
Is it because of does their defense lead it for you, or you're saying just all around?
I'm sorry. Say it again.
I'm saying with Houston, are you saying because of their defense, or are you just saying all around?
Are you just asking me? Oh, you just want to know if I pay attention?
No, I just want to know, like, how do you feel about it?
They're one of the most complete teams in the league.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, they are steered by a defensive coordinator by trade, but they are complete. Yeah. They are complete, and I would not be surprised to see Houston facing us in the Super Bowl this year. I would not be surprised. I'm just saying that. Buffalo, Cincinnati, by way of records, is like a non-starter, but this is something, right? Because Cincinnati and Baltimore is usually really hyped up, especially on Cincinnati's side. So Baltimore's always got something to prove there, and Baltimore wants to show that it is better than its 2-2 record. And if they drop to 2-3, then clearly they wouldn't be, right? And Cincinnati is about to fall out of the NFL at 1-3. So we'll see. The Jets, they seem much worse than 2-2. But we'll see if they can right the ship against Minnesota. Again, undefeated, best in class in the NFC. Then you have Dallas versus Pittsburgh, Sunday night football. I don't know.
I think the injuries that the Cowboys have, it's going to be too much to overcome.
Yeah, I do know. Pittsburgh is going to probably put on the show. With the Chicago Bears quarterback. Oh, wait. It's the Chicago Bears old quarterback. Oh, wait. Yeah, Justin Fields. Caleb Williams. Yeah, okay. And then New Orleans versus Kansas City. New Orleans was super hyped up when they scored 120 points in their first two games, and then they're like, whoa, where's the offense?
Right.
Versus Kansas City. But Kansas City doesn't look great, and Kansas City is lacking deep threats. So, I mean, they're vulnerable, but are they vulnerable to New Orleans? Maybe. Remember, their defense is decent, so, we'll see. But those are the matchups. I have a feeling that we'll still be 9. No, because some of these teams above us are going to lose. So we'll see what happens. I think they're going to have Buffalo in the top 5 until they drop like 4 games. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right. That's that. NCAA football. I'm going to go on mute.
All right. So as we talk NCAA football, we're talking the top 25. And we have a new top dog in the form of the Alabama Crimson Tide. That game ended up ending closer than what it was throughout the majority of the game. So we had number 4 Alabama against number 2 University of Georgia, and Alabama got out of the gate quick. But the second half of the game, Georgia came back and made it a game. Alabama ended up winning that. The final was 41-34. And Alabama was able to leapfrog quite a few to ensure that they are ranked number 1 in the nation. From there, I guess, could I say this is your team, or is this your second team? How do you classify the U?
You have to frown up when you say it.
Because I'm trying to figure it out.
This is my lifelong team. It's not my alma mater.
Got you. Okay. So University of Miami Hurricanes, you can throw up the U. The Hurricanes against Virginia Tech. Now, that was a hell of a game. Yeah. It was a hell of a game. Virginia Tech was playing over their own heads, and Miami was able to come back to solidify themselves and make themselves the victor at 38-34. But that game was Virginia Tech has some questionable calls in terms of trick plays that backfired on them late in the game, and they weren't able to capitalize when they needed to. So Miami took advantage of that. Let's see. We had number 16 Notre Dame against number 15 Louisville Cardinals 31-24. So it was a good weekend for college football. I think, every weekend you're going to find some good games, but anytime you can find some ranked matchups. And as I said, Virginia Tech Hokies, they played better than I anticipated. I think better than what you anticipated, better than what outside of the Hokies fandom, what most anticipated. And they gave Miami a scare, but Miami prevailed. Let's see, what do we have? What do we have on tap for this upcoming Saturday in terms of marquee matchups? You already mentioned, and we won't say this is marquee, but UCLA at Penn State, which is a tough one. Georgia Auburn is always fun. So we have an unranked Auburn Tigers with a record of 2-3 against the 5th ranked Georgia Bulldogs. We have number 12 Ole Miss against South Carolina. South Carolina comes in 3-1. From there, Alabama has a walk in the park. They're playing Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's 2-2. I don't really see much more outside of that. Would you say Michigan, Washington? So Michigan's ranked 10th against Washington. Washington's 3-2, and then the undefeated U against Cal. Cal is 3-1.
Well, I mean, you got to do better than that. Michigan, Washington, that's a rematch of the championship.
Oh, rematch championship. You're right. Okay. Right, and that game is in Washington. So
there's that. I don't feel like it'll be competitive though.
Right,
but that's now. Yeah, so it's there though, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a Big Ten matchup now. So yeah, there aren't a lot of ranked matchups. So Missouri versus Texas A&M, 9 versus 25. But here's the significance of Miami at UC Berkeley. College game day is there, and that's the first time they've been to Berkeley. So yeah, Niall Benjamin, your Golden Bears are hosting the Canes. Oh, I will say this. Shout out to the University of California at Los Angeles. Once again, being named the #1 public university in the nation. Yes. Oh, 4 is up. Yes, go Bruins. Okay. Got it.
You feeling yourself right? You feeling yourself right there. I see you.
I'm feeling my alma mater.
I see you right there.
I didn't do that. I'm feeling my alma mater.
Hey, man, you've contributed to it. Mm-hmm. You've given that institution some coins. Coins factors in some of that ranking.
Well, yeah, not just that, but I also contributed from a journalism standpoint. So
there you go.
It's not.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm in the archives, both at the Daily Bruin and NOMO, the African People's News Magazine. So yeah,
I was in the archives for other reasons. The Dykstra dorms used to be the spot. I had to get you going.
Going back to those lessons learned early on. If you don't have anything good to say, don't say
This is Tech Talk Now.
Tech Talk Now, y'all. Welcome to Tech Talk Now, a special segment of the Collective Podcast where we break down how technology is reshaping the world around us. Today, we're focusing on a crucial area, the use of technology in elections and polling places, an issue that's gaining more and more attention. Technology has become central to the voting process, streamlining everything from voter registration to casting and counting ballots. Let's begin with electronic voting systems. We're seeing these systems in more polling places around the world, replacing traditional paper ballots with devices like direct recording electronic or DRE machines and optical scanners. These devices promise faster results, fewer human errors, and a smoother experience for voters. But there's a flip side. The rise of electronic voting has brought with it concerns about cybersecurity. Are these machines truly secure? Could hackers manipulate the results? Some experts believe that even small vulnerabilities could cast doubt on election outcomes, which is why stringent cybersecurity measures, audits, and transparent practices are key to maintaining public trust in these systems. Next, let's look at how technology has made it easier to get voters to the polls. Digitally, that is. Online voter registration portals are now the norm in many places, making it simple to register or update your voter information without a trip to the DMV. But with convenience comes risk. Anytime sensitive information is stored online, it's a target for cyber criminals. That's why election officials must continuously improve encryption and data security measures to prevent breaches and ensure that voter data remains private and intact. Polling places themselves are getting a tech upgrade too. Many are now using electronic poll books, replacing the traditional paper lists used to verify voters. This allows election workers to check in voters quickly, updating voter records in real time, which can significantly reduce wait times. But as with any technology, e-poll books come with their own set of challenges. Systems can crash, and if that happens on election day, it could cause major delays. Many jurisdictions are smartly maintaining backup paper copies just in case, but the stakes remain high. Shout out to De La Soul. Stakes is high. Ensuring these systems are both reliable and secure is a continuous process. On the cutting edge of election technology is biometric verification. Some countries have started using fingerprint scanners or facial recognition to confirm voter identities. The idea is that biometric systems can reduce fraud and prevent double voting, but privacy advocates are understandably concerned about how this data is collected, stored, and used. Voter data must be protected from misuse, and in some cases, offering alternative methods of identification can ensure that no one is excluded or their rights violated due to technological limitations. Let's also touch on how blockchain technology is being tested in elections. Blockchain could offer a tamper-proof, decentralized way to record votes, making the process more secure and transparent. Blockchain's potential to create an immutable record of every vote cast is appealing, but we're still in the early stages of experimentation. With a few pilot programs in play, it's a technology to keep an eye on as a possible game changer in ensuring election integrity. Lastly, we need to talk about the role of digital platforms in voter engagement and their potential for disinformation. Social media and digital tools are used to educate, inform, and rally voters like never before. However, they can also become platforms for misinformation campaigns. Facebook, Twitter, and other social media giants have been under scrutiny for how their algorithms can amplify false information or foreign interference in elections. Although they've taken steps like introducing fact-checking and removing disinformation, the challenge of balancing free speech and election integrity remains hotly debated. For democracy to thrive in the digital age, tech companies must continuously refine how they handle election-related content on their platforms. In conclusion, while technology has opened up incredible possibilities for more efficient, accessible, and secure elections, it also comes with significant challenges. From cybersecurity risks to privacy concerns, election officials, governments, and tech companies must work together to make sure the systems we rely on are indeed trustworthy. With the right oversight, tech can enhance the democratic process, ensuring that every vote is counted accurately, securely, and fairly. This wraps up this edition of Tech Talk Now on the Collective Podcast. Stay tuned as we continue to explore how technology is shaping different facets of our world.
This is Tech Talk Now.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Anyway, that stakes is high. All right, what you got, brother? You like or you know?
Man, come on, dog. You already know, man. When you tie technology into registering to vote, like that, you brought in, you meshed a couple of different worlds, and yet again, you have informed our listeners and viewers. And it's great because, as I've said this before, and I just have to reiterate that you always manage to really broaden our horizons when it comes to tech. So you're teaching us about so many different facets of tech, and it's not like you're selling a product, but you're letting people know like the resources that we have available to us. If we tap into those resources, they're meant to make your life flow a bit more efficiently and kind of help things become easier. So dope job. Great job.
Oh, all right, brother. Well, you know, I definitely I appreciate that. All right. Well, in that case, we're gonna go ahead and oh yeah, I'll let you before I play it. I know you want to yeah. So Roderick wants to talk about the New York Liberty. It's really like Cope talking about the Buffalo Bills. Okay. Yeah. They look good, Rod. They look good. They won at home like they were supposed to. So now Las Vegas needs to hold serve and then go steal one in Game 5. But yeah, I'm really uncomfortable with you calling her Stewie, but I get it. I've never watched a women's basketball game, so I guess I'm selling them short. But I'm not hating. I think like they're good. I think they are good. They held serve at home. What do you want me to do? Lick them? Like they are good.
They're handling their business.
Yes, we did already talk about the W. So yes,
you missed
it.
Hey Rod, out the gate, we started with the dub.
Yeah, like you know,
ladies first. We went with ladies first. We started with them.
I mean, you know, like I don't know, man. Don't show up late and say I'm hating if you don't know. If you don't know what we started with, that's all I got.
But you don't know. I was hoping you went there. It's good.
Of course, ladies first. I'm not mad that you like. It's okay that you were late. Just be a well-informed viewer before you start talking. That's all I'm saying. Late, but I'm here. Thanks for coming through, Rod. Thanks for interacting.
You know we appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you.
Rod is over there on IG, IG holding us down. You gonna do the rest in peace first, brother?
Yeah, yes. So
hold on. Let me actually introduce it. So let me still do that.
Bigging themselves up.
Actually, gotta turn it back up before I turn it over to you. Hold on.
Bigging their hood up, no matter what it looked like. It just gave us a sense of.
I think it gave us a sense of culture.
Notice I said we. It's not just me. I'm with the culture feeling.
I'm with the culture feeling.
All right. So as we talk about the culture this week, this is it seems like it's become the reoccurring theme. So our last episode, we talked about, losing the lives of the iconic presence of James Earl Jones, of Frankie Beverly, and who's the third person last go around? Do you remember?
Do not.
Okay, so we lost some legends. Tito Jackson. We lost some legends, and so we identified said legends. And so this week, unfortunately, it's a similar theme. So I wanted to acknowledge and just pay homage to the following three individuals. Let's start off with actor who has had iconic, memorable roles. He starred in the role of James Evans Sr., Good Times, played in a host of shows, played in Uptown Saturday Night. He played Mr. McDowell in Coming to America, and that's John Amos. Now, the news just came out. Apparently, he passed away in August, but the news was just released this week that he passed away. So the world is just finding out. And so, as I said, I wanted to give him his flowers, acknowledge all the things that John Amos did in the world of performing arts. From John Amos, let's go to Pete Rose, man. Pete Rose, iconic baseball player. And when people pass away in AC, I know we're cut from the same cloth. I try to shy away from anything that's less than great saying about them. So I'll just say, iconic Pete Rose did a lot for the game of baseball, played for the Phillies, had a huge personality. He passed away. The next gentleman I wanted to acknowledge is Dikembe Mutombo. So Dikembe Mutombo, Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer. I found some things quite interesting about Dikembe because he came from the Congo in the 80s when he arrived on the campus of Georgetown University under the coaching tutelage of John Thompson, he virtually did not speak English. And so extensive time taking English as a second language. He ended up earning his degree in he had a U.S. aid scholarship. He earned his degree in linguistics and diplomacy. And he did a lot in business. He did a lot for the game of basketball without borders. But more importantly, he was a family man. And what really touched me, I wanted to share something that was written by his son, Ryan Mutombo. Ryan wrote about his father, and he wanted to express himself. And so Ryan wrote the following: "My dad will forever be my hero, not because of his success, not because of the millions who over the last 4 decades have come to know and love him. My dad is my hero because he simply cared. He remains the purest heart I have ever known. At times, I thought of my dad as a superhuman. The child in me would sigh to hear that this was never actually the case. My dad was a regular man who would stop at no lengths to honor the world, its people, and its creator. He loved others with every ounce of his being. That's what made him so accessible. That's what made him real." So to hear, you learn a lot about a person through their children. And so to hear how he was revered and honored and how his son viewed him, man, that really touched me as a father, just to know how he sowed into others, man. And it really, the memories of all 3 gentlemen, we will remember all of them for the gifts that they've given all of us. And may they all rest in peace.
May they all rest in peace.
Yeah.
Are you done with that part?
Yeah, I'm done.
So rest in peace. I guess it wouldn't be me if I didn't steer it back into the back and forth. So you also learn a lot about a person when they read on your podcast, and you might have to shut them down next time they want to read on your podcast. You came for my facial hair. You came for my facial hair.
That right there. When it is something emotional, it is not time to play, man. I'm trying to hold on. I need you to do yourself a favor. Look in the mirror and slap yourself senseless. Thank you. All right. So as we transition, folks, we're going to transition into music. A musical project that by far is one of my favorites this year. Ninth Wonder. That's right. I'm talking super producer, Ninth Wonder. Ninth Wonder has a project, Ninth Wonder and Give 'Em Soul. They have a jazz project, which is entitled 147. When I tell you it is 7 songs of amazing melodic jazz, please go and check it out. You heard it here. Check out Ninth Wonder and Give 'Em Soul with the 147. From there, in the world of film, there's a movie that's dropping this Friday.
Your guy is on there on the number 5 track. Terrence
Martin. Yes. You listened to it already?
I did.
Yeah. So saxophonist from the West Coast, Terrence Martin. I talked about him last go around because he has a brand new project. Terrence Martin is on there. The project is dope. You heard it here on the Collective Podcast. And AC from LA has even co-signed. And how often do we agree on anything? So this lets you know this project is undeniably dope. All right, let's go to the big screen. This upcoming Friday, we have Joker, Folie à Deux. It drops on this Friday, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. I love the Joker. I love the Joker movies. I love the sinister side of the Joker, so I'm looking forward to that. If you haven't seen the trailer, check out the trailer. I think it's going to have you at the edge of your seat the same way it had me. From there, let's head over to you, AC, because you had a television project you wanted to talk about, right? You're on the mute, brother.
Yeah, I don't need to be solo. You can come back.
Okay.
So yeah, it's called Reasonable Doubt, and this is actually season 2. And Reasonable Doubt is by creators who were inspired by the Reasonable Doubt Project by Jay-Z. And so the show's premise is it's following an attorney, a woman, a high-powered woman, black woman that's an attorney, and the trials and tribulations that she goes through, and then there's a lot going on. And it's a really, really, really well-written show. Again, it's in season 2, and every single episode is entitled by a Jay-Z song, or is titled. Every episode has a Jay-Z song as its title, so that's kind of dope too, because the titles also fit the episode. But it's a super dope show. And again, this is season 2, and season 2 is almost over. It's a great show to binge. Don't watch it with your kids.
Okay. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
check that. Now you made me think about. You made me think about
the window. The N-word floating around a little bit. Yeah, don't watch it with your kids.
So you made me think about one thing as it relates to Jay-Z. So I saw a video earlier in the week on Monday. Apparently Dame Dash is selling his portion of Rockefeller Records. And so it made me think of that because he owns a third of that entity. And so an interesting factoid is apparently Dame Dash was the person who would, when you would sign with said label, he would present you with your Rockefeller necklace with the charm on it. He owns 2 of them, 2 of the originals. So he says if you do purchase his portion of the company, $10 million is the cost of entry. If your bid is more than $10 million and it's accepted, you will receive one of those Rockefeller chains. So I just thought that was pretty interesting. And he's the only person who owns those apparently. So yeah.
It's only 10 million?
Yeah, he said that is the cost of entry for him to even start entertaining. That it's a minimum of 10 million to even have that conversation with him to get in the door. Yeah.
For 1/3 of Rockefeller Records?
1/3 of Rockefeller Records, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
apparently he has some. What'd you say?
You getting in on it?
Nah, I don't have an interest in that.
Okay.
Because you feel I think it's not going to be that easy. Because I think another head of a portion, another person who owns a third of that company, I think it's going to be a tough task to get it. I don't think it's going to be just you break bread with Dame and you have it. I think there's going to be a lot that it entails. And he alluded to that, but he doesn't reference his former partner by name now. He just says, "Oh boy, you're probably going to have to deal with old boy." But shall see what happens with that saga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rod is over there. Thank you for that. Rod is over there asking, who set the couch on fire? So is it JJ? Is it Michael? Is it Thelma? I don't know, but I'm not gonna do your homework for you, Rod. You tell me who set the couch on fire, because I don't know. What do you say, Sam? What say you? Was it JJ with the lit match?
Yeah, I'd say
Michael?
I would say it was JJ. Michael's a little bit too more. Michael's more responsible than JJ, so I would say JJ. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it could have been Thelma's pot, right? That was what Michael said. I don't know. I guess we don't know. We really don't know. But yeah, I mean, JJ was the most irresponsible. But I guess if we're not really speculating, like if we want to, can we do a spoiler?
No.
50 years later?
There's no way. All right. Who was your favorite character? Who was your favorite auxiliary character? Meaning not who wasn't inside the house on Good Times. Favorite auxiliary character on the show.
Who wasn't inside the house?
Yeah, like who did not live in their house. Who was your favorite?
Live in their house.
Yeah, who did not live in their house. Who was the favorite reoccurring character on Good Times?
So first of all, the answer to the question is Janet Jackson.
Okay.
She set the couch on fire. Yeah, Penny.
Penny?
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked Lenny. My name is Lenny. He opened up and had all the stuff, had the fresh perm, so I liked Lenny.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Rod? Who was your favorite, as Sam said, auxiliary character?
Yeah.
Sam's my favorite auxiliary character right now.
Hey, I'm 51 episodes in, dog. Come on now.
Oh, did you count him?
Yes.
Rod said Bookman.
Oh, yeah, Buffalo Butt. Okay. Fair.
It was 1911. Now it's 1912. So I guess in 2 minutes, I will let Sam know what time it is.
You know what time it is? You know what time
Right now it's 1912. So
get ready.
See over there.
Get ready.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
in 1 minute, I'll shout out.
You gonna shout out your peoples, your good peoples.
But speaking of ESL as it pertains to Dikembe Mutombo, shout out to teachers, shout out to English teachers, and shout out to those that bring ESL to the fold. And shout out to those who teach ESL students that have already taken the first steps. My better half is an English teacher. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, man. I guess that's a thing. We about to
Hey, you got me over here thinking about shouting out teachers now, dog. I have a teacher who
Delta Sigma Theta. It's 1913 Pacific time.
There you go. Look, I have a teacher that I want to acknowledge, man. Shout out to Joe Freeman of the Atlanta Public School System, man. He went on a campaign where he donated. So Joe Freeman, along with the brothers of Phi Beta Sigma, Xi Chi Sigma chapter, they donated 31 bikes to kids last week in Atlanta, brand new bikes. And it was contingent upon your attendance at school, man. I thought that was a real dope thing to do because you're promoting going to school, being there, being present. You're promoting getting outside, and to see how excited the kids were, man, it was pretty dope. So as you said, shout out to all the educators, man. So many educators are selfless. They give so much of themselves, and quite often they don't get the credit that they deserve because they do a lot of things. They're serving as those fill-ins for kids that may not have the parental guidance at home. So, man, yeah, big ups to all the educators out there.
All right.
There you go.
Big ups to all the educators out there.
This is the closeout.
Where's my music, dog?
I can't. It doesn't just materialize. I have to set it up.
All right. So as we close out this week, I guess the big lesson for me last week was when I was under the weather. I'm at home trying to use some home remedies, and I'm not thinking this thing through. And one of my loved ones chimed in and said,
"Oh, 1914, Sam.
There you go. Blue fun. You know. Okay, I'm back. Okay, sorry. Okay, let me get back to the close. Sorry, you threw me off right there. I had to be ready. All right. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So last week, I'm home. I'm not feeling good. I can't breathe. And I'm trying these little home remedies, and nothing is helping until one of my loved ones said, get up, take yourself to urgent care to figure out what's going on. And thank goodness I did go to urgent care because I was really dealing with some respiratory issues. And it really stressed the importance of you need to be more responsible when it comes to taking care of yourself. You know, quite often we're all busy and we're all running around, but if you don't take care of yourself, you're performing a disservice. And so I'm closing out talking to myself, but I'm hoping by being transparent, talking to myself, that it helps you as well. If you're not feeling right, you can tell when things aren't moving in the right direction with your health. Make sure you get checked out so that you can get on the mend sooner than later. That's it for me, brother.
All right.
Notice I said we, it's not just me, I'm what the coach are feeling.
This is the closeout. This is the closeout. This is the closeout.
All righty. I guess I will go ahead and close out now. Yeah. So, yeah, do take care of yourself. You know, you're under the weather. recognize that, and then if you need, if it's extreme like it was with Sam, then take action. That's really important. By the way, Rod said his favorite character from Good Times was Bushman, or his favorite auxiliary character was Bushman. Yeah, take care of yourself. Tish is taking care of herself right now. She's a little under the weather, but yeah, like everything, my resounding theme for the closeout for all of the years that I've had this podcast has been, please just let your loved ones know that you love them, because you just never know. Just never know when you're not going to get another chance to let them know. So let them know, and then remember that you don't have to love everybody that's in your family, because you don't. But the ones that you do love, let them know. All right? That's all I got. Shout out to my people. Shout out to my daughter, Kayla. Shout out to Tish. Shout out to my mom, my sister, everybody else. Shout out to everybody that came through. Nina, Rod, Sam Gardner II, Marquis, Shamara, Jacoby Simmons, anybody else that came through and didn't comment but came through, thank you. Shout out to our first-time viewers, our last-time viewers, and everybody in between. Shout out to our first-time listeners, our last-time listeners, and everybody in between. And we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. You ready, Sam?
Let's do this.
I should have blow this mic. Like I said I might. Got the force of 20 men like a Jedi Knight. And it's kind of hard for me not to do it slow. So I gotta go.
All right, we out of here. Peace.
Peace.